Hello everyone. In this video we are going to learn how to print number pyramid. As you can see on the screen, this is called as a number pyramid. This is same as we did in the previous video. In the previous video we learned how to create star pyramid, but here there is a difference that instead of stars we are going to print numbers. So first let us try to understand the concept behind this program. So as here you can see on the screen, this is our desired output, and let's discuss what all variables we will need to print this output. So in this program we are going to use 4 variables. The first one will be for printing number of rows. So here you can see that we are having 5 rows. So first variable will be for number of rows. Second variable we will use to print or to provide this blank spaces over here. Here you can see in the left hand side there are blank spaces. So in the last video, previous video, we learned that what is the concept behind this blank spaces. So I will repeat that once again. Here you can see that total number of rows is 5, and here the current row is 1. So row number is 1, and the relation between the current row number and total row number is that we will subtract the current row number from the total number of rows. For instance, when row is 1, you can see that here the row number is 1. So total number of blank spaces is total number of rows minus the current row number. So here we have 5 minus 1, so that is equal to 4 rows. Similarly for here we will have 5 minus 2, so 3 blank spaces. Now here we have 5 minus 3, so 2 blank spaces. Similarly here we have 5 minus 4, so 1 blank space. And here 5 minus 5, so 0, and so no blank space for row number 5. So here you can see 4 blank spaces are required for each column, and here also 3 for each column. So so this is the concept how we will provide the number of blank spaces in our program. Now when you look into this output, here you will see that this can be divided into 2 parts. So here you can see when we take this triangle starting from 1 and then this one, this can be considered as one triangle. So this is the left triangle. So one variable will be used to print this left triangle, and we will need one more variable which will be printing the triangle in the right hand side. So that triangle can be considered from 2 and up to here. So this is how we are going to write the program, write the code of this output. So we need 4 variables. So now we will start writing the program. So here we create a new class. Let it be any name you can put. So as this is number pyramid, so I'm going to put number P. This would be class. Okay. We start writing the code. Public class number P. Now here in this program also I'm going to specify the number of rows in the program itself. I'm not going to take from user. If you want, you can take that value from user either by using the scanner class or by passing argument in the main function. So this is public class number P, then public static void main. Here we have string args. Now as I told you that in our program we are going to use 4 variables. So we will need 4 variables. So I will declare all these 4 variables int I, comma j, comma k, comma l. So this is totally up to you. Whatever variable name you want, you can take. So the first thing is to create the number of rows. So for I equals to 1, I less than or equal to 5, I plus plus. So this is going to create the number of rows. Next thing will be to provide the number of blank spaces. So that is dependent upon I. And just now we saw what is the concept, what is the relation behind the number of rows and total number of rows. So that is 5 minus I, j greater than or equal to 1. This is a backward loop, j minus minus. Now we will provide the number of blank spaces. So system dot out dot print. Now here we will not write println because most of the time if you are new user you are in the habit of writing println in all the programs, but here we will not write println because now we are working for the first row, and here if I write down println then this will move to the next row and we will not get the desired output. So println we will write at the end. So when we complete the one task of the complete row, then we will start writing, then I will write down println. So here we will write down print, and this is to provide the blank spaces. So this work is also done. We have created number of rows, we have provided number of blank spaces. Now we are going to create the we are going to print the left hand side triangle. So for that we are going to use the third variable for k equals to I. Now this is also going to be a backward loop, because if you want to see the if you remember the output, this is our output. So here now we are printing this left triangle. So here you can see what is the concept. We are like this is row number 1, so for that 1 is printed. This is row number 2, so value of k will start from the current row number and this will go up to 1. So here this is 2, so and 1. Now when row number 3, then the value of k will start from the current row number and this will go up to 1. So 3, 2, 1. This is printed. Similarly 4, 3, 2, 1 and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So this is the concept behind the left side triangle. So now we continue with the program. K greater than equal to 1. This is the backward loop. Then k minus minus. And here also we will print the value of k. So system dot out dot print k. We close the bracket. Now we are going to print the right hand side triangle. So let's see the right hand side triangle first. Here you can see this is the right hand side triangle. This is starting from 2. So our variable value will start from 2 and this will go, this will be in forward, this will go up to the current value of row number. So here as the value is 2, this will start from 2 and the current value of row is 2, so this will print only 2. Here the current value is 2 and this will go up to the current row number, so this is 3. Third row, so 2 3 will be printed. Similarly here 2 3 4 and here 2 3 4 5. Now we will see here nothing will be printed because we start with the current value of the variable here will be 2 and this will go up to the current, and this should be less than or equal to the current value of I. So here that condition will not be satisfied, so here we don't get any output by the help of the fourth variable. So let's first write the program, then I will show you the dry run of this program, then everything will be clear. So now we try to write code for the right hand side triangle. So here for L equals to 2, L should be less than or equal to I. This is a forward loop, L plus plus. And here we are going to print system dot out dot print. We are going to print the value of L. And now as we have finished for first row, now the value of I will change. That means it will do the operations for the next row. So now we provide the next line statement. So here this is close, this will close, and now we write down, we move to the next line. So for that we write down system dot out dot print ln. Bracket closed, and here we close all the three open brackets. Here we have the dry run of this program. So this is our desired output. This is the code. Now let's see the how this we get the output. Now when I is equal to 1, J is going to print 4 blanks. So that is 5 minus 1 equal to 4. So 4 blanks. And K's value is, this is starting from 1 and this will go up to 1. So this is going to print only 1. So here 1 is printed. Now for L, here we have the statement of L. L is starting from 2 and this should be less than or equal to I. So here you can see that this condition is not satisfied because the present value of L is 2 and here the value of I is 1. So this doesn't hold. And you know that if the test condition in for loop is not satisfied, then this is not going to be executed. So now this statement will not be printed. So this is not going to print anything, as here you can see that nothing has been printed, only 1 is printed. Now when I's value is equal to 2, when I is equal to 2, then what is the value of J? J is equal to 5 minus 2. So this is going to print 3 blanks. So here you can see 3 blanks are printed. Now what is the value of K? K's value is starting from I and this is going up to 1. So this is going to print 2 and 1 because the current value of I over here is 2. So the current value, the starting value of K will be 2 now, and this will go up to 1, and so this is going to print 2 1. Similarly for L, here the starting value is 2 and this should be less than or equal to I. So this is satisfied because now the value of I is 2. So this is going to print only 2. Now then we have when I equals to 3, then J is going to print how many blanks? This is going to print 5 minus 3, that is equal to 2 blanks. What is the value of K? K's value is starting from I and this will go up to 1, K minus minus. So this is a backward loop. So this is going to print 3, 2, 1. Similarly, L's value is starting from 2 and now the current value of I is 3. So this is going to be up to 3. So this is less than or equal to, this should be less than or equal to 3. So now the current value of L will be 2 and 3 and this will print L. So this is going to print 2, 3. Here you can see that 2 and 3 is printed. Similarly, these are executed for I equals to 4 and I equals to 5. So this is the dry run of the program, means how this code will be executed. Now we will go back to the program and we will compile the code. So this is our code. Here we have missed J. So J should be equal to, we are starting with J equals to 5 minus I and J greater than or equal to 1, J minus minus. So this is our code is complete now. Now we will compile the code. Here we see no syntax error. Now we will execute this code. So this is, from here we will execute it, void main. We'll go to OK and here you can see this is our output. So this is how we will print the number pyramid. So this is all in this video. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.